The only way forward then is inclusive education, where normal children and children with disabilities sit and work together in a regular classroom. The dream of 100% enrollment as perceived in the UN Millennium Development Goals cannot come true without addressing the educational needs of children with disabilities. When, at the turn of the millennium in the year 2000, we signed for this goals declaration, asking for 100% literacy, this cannot happen if we ignore our children with disabilities. This includes children with disabilities. How are we going to get to that 100% literacy rate if we do not focus on our children with disabilities? And the best way to do it is to put them in a regular classroom with certain accommodations. Special schools, in spite of all their benefits, have failed to nurture a natural growth of these children because of social segregation. We do have some special schools in the big cities in Pakistan where children with special needs and disabilities go. But have those children been successful? And unfortunately, the answer is no. These children have not been successful. Even if they learn half the stuff, they are not successful in social integration. When they leave and they go out into society, people look at them despairingly, and that is what puts them down. When they are in an inclusive classroom and normal children interact with these children with special needs throughout the day, they learn to be empathetic with these children and take them in. Social integration becomes a realistic dream through inclusive classrooms. And if we don't do inclusive education, no matter what segregated education will do for these children, it will never make them a strong, contributing part of society. And that is not the right thing to achieve. The cost of special education is rupees 30,000 per child per year, as compared to 2,500 rupees for a child studying in an ordinary school. Now, this is Pakistani figures. Here in Pakistan, a normal child spends 2,500 rupees a year on education. A child with special needs, on the contrary, spends 30,000. When parents can't afford it, the government doesn't have the facilities to help. What happens to these children? They are left behind because it's beyond what the parents can do. The government hasn't stepped in to help, and even if the government has stepped in, it cannot meet the needs of all the disabled children at the same time. There are quite a few. We just don't see them, we don't interact with them because of social disintegration. If they actually came out in society, we would see a lot of them, and that would lead to social integration. I think also parents need to bring these children out. You don't have to be ashamed of these children. These children are our children. They need to be out and about. And that's a good feeling for these children also. The most economical solution would be to make the primary school functioning at the doorstep open to all children through inclusive education. Wherever primary schools exist, they should be open to normal children and children with disabilities. All primary schools should become inclusive centers for education. Only then will this stigma of the disabled child will go away. As long as this stigma stays, parents, relatives, society will continue to sympathize with these children. Only when the stigma goes away will these people learn to empathize with these children and do what is right for these children so that they can lead a self-fulfilling life for themselves.